I do like it when a ukulele changes some preconceived ideas on looks. Keep watching. Yeah, hello, welcome back. It's GotAUkulele review day, summary video review. Look at the link below each of these. It'll take you back to the website where you'll get a lot more information about this instrument, all the other reviews, loads more information there too. A reminder that I don't get paid to do these reviews. I am not a commercial reviewer. They would just be adverts. So this site keeps going thanks to what these people have done, made very, very kind donations to help keep the site ticking over, allowing me to get things like this one I got for you today. The site wouldn't exist without these people. If you want to help out, as I say, there's some links down there if you want to do that. Much appreciated. You can also help out for free by subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell symbol, you'll get notified of new stuff coming your way. Okay, this one came about following a review of a snail instrument I looked at fairly recently that I kind of liked, and one of my readers, viewers, got in touch and said, have you looked at this one from this brand? Because it's very, very similar in the specs. Let's get into it. It's a brand I've looked at before. The brand is called Córdoba, and this is the Córdoba 24C Concert, also available in some other scales. Córdoba, American brand, largely connected with guitars, but they've been around for years in the ukulele world, and they make some fairly reliable stuff that doesn't really set me on fire, but they're not bad. I've reviewed a few. None of them have done sort of gone into a stratospheric scoring, but they're all right. They're all right. And this one, as I say, in that similarity to that snail I looked at, is about the wood pairings. This is a solid spruce top concert in a double bout shape, and on the back and sides we have spalted maple. Solid spruce on the top. We'll come on to that back and sides in a moment, don't you worry. Looks decent enough in quality. Two pieces on that top, nice and thin, straight grain. And then the spalting. What I said about that snail was that I kind of liked it because there wasn't a lot of spalting. It's very pale on pale look. I'm not usually a fan of spalting. I think it's very, very variable. I think it can quite often look messy. But I really like this example. Particularly these sort of two-tone sides going on. I mean, this it looks like it's painted. It's really nice. I really, really like the look of this. Now, bear in mind, though, with spalting, because it's natural, what you get will differ from instrument to instrument. I think this one got lucky. And I'm really rather taken with it. It's changed my perception of spalted woods. If you can do it like that, particularly with this two-colour effect, I think that really works. So that's nice to have my perceptions changed. It's a really attractive looking instrument. Yes, it's pale on pale, not so much as the snail was, because you've got this extra colouring in the sides in particular. But I like that. The bridge is very, very standard. Tie bar made of power ferro wood, tidy enough, fitted with a compensated top bone saddle. Yeah, very standard that, rather than the through bridge. And then the decoration here I much prefer over the snail, which went with sort of lots of abalone. This is paddock wood, which is a red coloured tinged wood around the top and back, and with each added with some black and white purfling strips. I think it's just enough. It's also very tidy, and I love the fact they're not just whacked on. These are curved off, making the edges on this really, really tactile and smooth. This is one of the nicer Cordobas I've played or had in my hands. Around the sound hole is more paddock. That's a bit more functional and a little bit scruffy in places too, but I'm really nitpicking because the finish here, which is an open pore satin, is very, very good. It feels very natural. It feels like it's wood. It doesn't feel like a factory instrument, which I like. It's not a thick finish in the slightest. As I say, thin top, very neat inside, standard bracing, notched linings, no mess that I can see in there. The neck wood is mahogany, jointed at the heel and headstock, and they're pretty obvious. A little Palfaro heel cap as well there. Very, very generic, not my kind of neck, this. Rounded back profile, 35 mil, a little bit wider than the snail, but still pretty narrow, 27 G to A. Not my kind of thing at all. Your mileage may vary, that's very subjective. More Pau Ferro for the fingerboard, which, as you can see, has got some really nice sort of grain in it. Patterning, I really like that. It's in very good condition. Edge bounding more of the pedork. Now, I don't like that edge binding. I think the red here goes against these colours well, but I think it looks odd against the dark of that fingerboard. I don't like that. That stands out to me every time I pick it up, and I think it spoils it. Minor point, but there we are. Frets 14 to the body, 15, 16, 17, 18 in total. The edge binding means you don't see the fret ends. They're dressed okay, but it's very close to being sharp. If they right on the edge, I can just about feel them. I think they sort of dodged a bullet there. Pearly position dots at 5, 7, 10 and 12. They're also on the side in white dots as well. No complaints with that. What's that? Oh, a bit of polish finish on the neck that hasn't been buffed out. I didn't spot that. That's interesting. Beyond the bone nut, the setup on this, all right, a little bit high at the 12th, although within acceptable tolerances. The Córdoba headstock, which always reminds me of Canalea. What came first, I wonder? I think it looks a little plain. It's faced in more of the maple, but there's no spalting on it. Maybe it needs some spalting up there. And the Córdoba logo is screen printed in silver and looks kind of a little basic. But again, I'm probably nitpicking on that as well. The tuners, at first glance, look okay. Much prefer these to the sealed gears on the Snail. Open gears, so lighter, small black buttons. The gearing looks okay, but actually in using them, a couple of them are have a little bit of slop in them, which irritates me. You know, you got to you turn before anything happens, you're turning the tuner and they've got a sort of bite. But there we are. And it comes with nothing else, so no gig bag. Set of Aquila strings, but the price I said about that Snail I thought was far too expensive for what it was. These are average price I'm seeing in shops about 190, some cheaper, some more expensive, but let's say about 190 quid. I think it's a fair price. That's what it should be. I think Snail need to reprice theirs because it's the same thing. 190 quid doesn't make me choke in the slightest. And it's built well. That finish is lovely. I really like this. I really do like this. I think this works really well. It's the sides, I think, that do it for me the most. I think it's a really pretty instrument. It's light. It's really light. 475 grams. Balances really well too. I'm liking this a lot. And it's the first Córdoba I've picked up that's made me think, I like that. I usually find them a little bit safe. Is that the word? Safe, yeah. Let's tune up. I haven't had this one long, so these strings may pop out of tune a bit, but I will try and remedy that if I notice it happening to make sure that this is as accurate as ever. I do tune to a strobe tuner. That Snail, I was concerned about, you know, spruce on maple being overly bright, but didn't turn out to be. It turned out to be a little bit mellower than that. Quite nice for it. This one, you're already starting to hear it now. There is a brightness. Definite brightness. But again, not too bad. But the basics first, the volume. Yep, good volume. Good punchy little concert, this one. And the sustain, it's pretty good too. It's a very crisp, clear tone. Those notes are all there in the mix. There's nothing muddy. Yeah. don't like that nut width for my fat fingers. Peppy, jangly, bouncy, what a concert should sound like. Not overly bright, but certainly on the bright side, but there's a lot more down the middle on that tone, I think. Jangly but clear. Finger picking. I think that's where it sounds a little bit more one-dimensional when you're doing individual notes. Better strummed. I'm not saying it's not pretty finger picked. I think it's just a little bit more, has a little less character played that way, but it's still a very pretty instrument. That plays really well. Nut too narrow for me, but that's a subjective point. But I think it's got the looks, it's a fair price, it's got good volume and decent sustain. It's an attractive instrument with a decent tone, a decent voice to it. So this is not done too badly at all, and in fact I think possibly maybe the highest score I've given to a Córdoba so far. The Córdoba 24C, solid spruce top. Used to be made of cedar, don't know why they changed. Solid spruce top on spalted maple laminate back and sides. 190 quid or thereabouts. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. I've enjoyed looking at that. This is going to go up for sale now if somebody wants to buy it with this wonderful back and sides. Right, thank you very much for watching and your support as ever. I am not here next week. I'm having a week off. It's half term in the UK, so my daughter's off, so we will be away next weekend. Then I'm back with a vengeance for a good few weeks. I've got lots of stuff. I think the review dates are now backed up to about the end of May, so loads of stuff coming your way. Keep this site going. Yeah, it's all been fun. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great week ahead. Look after each other, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.